6 months from now, you could know exactly where every dollar of yours goes, have a real cushion of savings sitting in the bank, and money moving into investments automatically every single month. Without earning a single dollar more than you make today. Same paycheck, completely different life. The only thing standing between you and that is one small habit almost everyone has, and most people don't even notice they do it. You know that little flinch when a bill notification pops up on your phone and you swipe it away without opening it? Or when you've had a big weekend of spending and you just don't check your account because you'd rather not see the damage? That's the money flinch. Your brain quietly decides that if you don't look at the problem, it doesn't exist, and it keeps you broke while you're not watching. The next 6 months are about ending that, 1 month at a time. One clear step each month that takes you from wherever you're standing right now to actually in control. Let's get into it. Month 1. Before you change a single thing, you have to see clearly, and you have to decide what you're even doing this for. Start with 4 numbers, just 4. What comes in, what you have to spend, what you're already putting toward your future, and what's left for fun, your income after tax, the money that actually lands in your account, your essentials, rent, food, transport, bills, the things you genuinely can't skip, your future money, anything already going to savings or investing, which for a lot of people right now is 0, and that's fine. And your fun money, whatever's left for the stuff you enjoy. Write those 4 down. That's the whole task. Most people have never once seen these 4 numbers laid out in front of them. And just seeing them takes away half the fear, because now it's real instead of a vague dread sitting in the back of your mind. Then do the part almost every money plan skips. Decide what your money is actually for. Cutting your life to the bone and being miserable is not the goal, and it never lasts anyway. So pick the 1 or 2 things you truly love spending on, and be just as honest about the stuff you don't care about. Maybe you love good food and travel, but you couldn't care less about a fancy car or the newest phone. The whole plan gets easy when you spend freely on the couple of things you love, and cut hard on everything you don't. You're not trying to spend less on everything. You're trying to spend on purpose. Month 2. Now you save your first real cushion, 1 month of your essential expenses. Take that essentials number from month 1. If the stuff you truly can't skip costs $2,500 a month, then $2,500 is your target for this month. 1 month of survival money, sitting safe in the bank. I'm not going to pretend that's easy. For most people, it means a tight month. This is where you cancel the subscriptions you forgot you were paying for, cook instead of ordering in, and pause spending on the things you already decided you don't care about. It's temporary, and it isn't punishment. Every dollar you put in that account is you buying a little breathing room you've probably never had. If saving a whole month in 30 days just isn't realistic on your income, stretch it over 2 months, even 3. That's completely fine. The one rule is be honest with yourself. Don't use a slower timeline as a quiet excuse to keep spending on things that don't matter to you. Just hitting this single goal, 1 month of expenses saved, already puts you ahead of most people, because most people have nothing at all between them and the next emergency. Month 3. With that starter cushion behind you, you go after the debt that's actually hurting you. Not all debt is the same, and treating it like it is keeps people stuck for years. A mortgage or a student loan is slow, cheap debt. It's not the fire. The debt quietly bleeding you is the high-interest kind, credit cards mostly, the stuff charging you around 25%. Look at how bad that really is. Say you owe $6,000 on a card at 25%, and you only pay the minimum each month. Most of that payment isn't even touching what you owe, it's just covering the interest. Paying the minimum, that $6,000 could take you over 20 years to clear. and you'd hand over more in interest than you ever borrowed. That's not borrowing money. That's renting it forever. So you stop feeding it. List every debt you have, the yeast amount and the interest rate on each one. Keep paying the minimum on all of them so nothing goes late and wrecks your credit. Then take every extra dollar you can find and throw all of it at the one debt with the highest interest rate. When that one's gone, roll everything onto the next highest. One at a time, biggest interest first. Every dollar you put here is a guaranteed win, because wiping out a debt charging you 25% is a guaranteed 25% you stop losing every year. Nothing you invest in will reliably beat that. Month 4. Now you finish your safety net and start actually building wealth at the same time. First, finish the cushion you started back in month 2. 1 month was just the starter. Now you build it up to 3 to 6 months of expenses. If your job is stable, aim for 3. If your income jumps around, go for 6. Keep it in a high-yield savings account, which is just a savings account that pays you real interest, and keep it separate from your everyday money so you're not tempted to dip in. It takes about 10 minutes to open one. At the same time, you start investing, and this is far simpler than people make it. 3 moves. 1. If your job matches money you put into a retirement account, put in enough to get the full match. That is free money, the only place your cash reliably doubles the second it lands, and skipping it is turning down a raise. 2. Use a retirement account built to save you on taxes, so the government takes less of your growth. In the US, that's something like a Roth IRA. 3. Inside that account, don't try to pick the winning stocks. Buy a broad index fund, which is one simple thing that owns a tiny slice of hundreds of the biggest companies at once. You don't have to be clever about it. You own the whole market and you wait. And you don't have to choose between the cushion and investing. Split your money. Put more toward whichever one isn't finished, and once the cushion is full, send it all to investing. Month 5. You've now done everything you can with the money you already have. So you go work on making more, because there's a floor on how much you can cut, but no ceiling on how much you can earn. A good job should give you at least one of 2 things. You're either learning or you're earning. Ideally both. If you're getting neither, that's your signal. The fastest raise most people ever get is switching jobs, because companies will often pay a new hire more than the loyal person who's been there 5 years. So if you're underpaid, don't sit quietly waiting to be noticed. Ask for the raise with proof of what you bring, or go find the place that pays you what you're worth. And on the side, start a second stream. Sell a skill, freelance, turn something you're good at into money. It doesn't have to be big. An extra $200 or $300 a month, poured straight into the debt from month 3 or the investing from month 4, moves this whole plan faster than any coupon ever could. Month 6. The last step is making sure none of this quietly falls apart the moment life gets busy. And you do that by taking yourself out of it. People don't fall off because they're lazy. They fall off because every day chips away at your willpower, and by the evening, your tired brain just picks whatever's easiest, which is usually doing nothing. So the answer was never more discipline. It's needing less of it. You automate the whole thing. Set your bills to pay themselves automatically. Rent, utilities, insurance, minimum debt payments. So you never eat another late fee. Then set up automatic transfers, timed for the day after you get paid, that move money into your savings and your investing before you can even see it. You already worked out your numbers in month 1, so you know exactly what goes where. Pay yourself first, automatically, then live on what's left. keep your fun money in its own separate account. So when it's gone, and you never have to do math in the checkout line. Once it's all running on its own, the system works whether you're paying attention or not. Then every few months, take 10 minutes and check in. Did your income go up? Nudge your saving up to match it. That's the entire maintenance. So that's the 6 months. Month 1, see your 4 numbers and decide what your money's for. Month 2, save 1 month of expenses. Month 3, kill the high-interest debt. Month 4, finish your safety net and start investing. Month 5, grow what you earn. Month 6, automate it so it runs on its own. Look at what that adds up to. In half a year, on the same paycheck you have right now, you go from flinching every time you open your banking app to knowing exactly where every dollar is. Months of savings behind you, your worst debt gone, money growing quietly in the background, and a system that runs itself. That isn't a fantasy and it isn't luck. It's 6 steps, 1 a month. You don't have to do all of it perfectly. You just have to start month 1 this week. Open your account and write down your 4 numbers. That's the first move, and every other one follows it. And if this gave you a plan, you can actually follow, subscribe, and stick around. Because everything on this channel is built to walk you from broke to free. One plain truth at a time.